2019 Bobsleigh and Skeleton World Championships in Whistler at the 2010 Winter Olympic venue. Hello everybody, welcome back to the fourth and final heat of our BMW IBSF two-man bobsleigh World Championships as we get ready to decide the champion. I'm Martin Haven, alongside me John Morgan. John, a week ago we saw the perfect season completed. We could see history made here again today.
Here's the third heat. Jeff Gadbois of the United States and Adrian Adams. Problems down at curve 11-12. Both athletes walked away from that accident, but that's what this Whistler track can do to you. Nico Walter, he's in a bronze medal position, has not been on the podium yet this year in two-man bobsled, been nursing a hamstring, saving his best for last. He's got himself in a position to win a bronze medal here in the two-man competition. But the story of the day is this former gold medalist from last year, Justin Cripps. He won the gold medal in Pyeongchang, Korea. He's on his home track. He was the leader at the end of the first run. Second, third run posted the fourth and fifth best times. He's in second place. He's second place to the next guy coming down, Francisco Friedrich. All this guy has done, he's won all 8 races this year. He's on the verge of winning 5 straight world championships. No one else has ever done that in the sport except for the legendary Eugenio Monti of Italy. We're on the chance to see some more history here again, Martin. For the second week in a row. He hasn't lost since January of 18.
We really are.
11 straight, right?
Francesco leads. He was the world champion last time out. Justin Cripps, the silver medalist last time out. Bronze was a German. It wasn't Nico Walter. It was Hansi Lochner when we were in Koenigsegg in 2017. In fact, Lochner hasn't been off the podium since his first World Championships in 2015 in Winterberg. But he's had a lackluster first day and a half here, and so Hansi Lochner may well struggle to get a top 10 result. Well, Lamin Dean disqualified because of a weight issue. Only the fastest 20 of our 31 sleds go through, and we will go 20 down to 1 to decide the trophies. There's the man they're all chasing. He'll go off last. Air temperature dropping, and the ice temperature has also dropped a couple of degrees. There's Oskars Kiebermanis. He slipped a little bit in the third run today. Nico Walter solid in third place. Hansi Lochner, though, having a bit of a torrid time. It is FES two-man. There's what they're battling for, the Max Huben Trophy, which is presented to the two-man world champion every year.
Since 1950, given by the citizens of Lake Placid, New York, in memory of Max Huben, Belgian bobsledder who lost his life at the 49 World Championships in Lake Placid. Trophy's been around since 1950.
And some illustrious names on there. 4 last times it's been engraved with Francesco Friedrich's name on the plaque, and this may well be the 5th straight. He leads and will go last in our final heat of the two-man World Championships. Whistler in Canada, the 2019 two-man bobsleigh World Championships. Final heat getting underway. Martin Haven and John Morgan trackside with you. Hunter Church of the USA, the 22-year-old rookie, gets us underway.
Yeah, Hunter Church driving the 2021 World Championship logoed sled. That's where the Lake Placid Worlds will be. Justin Olsen's sled. Justin crashed at curve 4-5 in the first day of training. Hunter came off the bench, took this sled, only had 3 trips of practice, and this young 21-year-old is doing pretty good in his first ever World Championship.
Yeah, so brand new sled to him. He knows the track a little bit, not as well as his home ice, but in the top 20. Now he can't drop out. All he could possibly do is move up. He was only 300s behind the next sled that we'll see.
3 U.S. pilots in the field were like 25, 24, 21. Youngest group of U.S. bobsled drivers I've ever seen in the World Championship in my time. And Martin, I've seen a lot of time sitting in the seat.
Cody Bascu's the oldest. He's fully 24. Across the line they come, 52-21, only 700 slower than their first heat of the afternoon, and they complete the World Championships that he didn't think he'd be driving in 20th place, no worse.
All 3 of these young kids came out of the Pee Wee bobsled program, the drivers, in Lake Placid. And upstate, 2 to upstate New York kids, 1 kid from Milton, Vermont, Jeff Gadbois. You know, just, we haven't had drivers from upstate New York in the front seats of bobsleds, I think, since about 1988. So it's pretty impressive that they're finally turning some drivers out, but just got to figure out how to get some better start times out of these athletes.
Well, Hunter's still recovering from hip surgery in the summer, which means he didn't really train in the summer. He's still not fully strong, so he will find more at the start. Great to see him, and Chris Kinney is brakeman in the leader's box. Particularly given that he was expecting to be watching the race, not racing the race. Now, here was the surprise of the third heat. Outside the top 20 by 2 or 3 spots was he 23rd overnight. Xiao Yijun laid down a stormer of a run to drive himself into 19th place.
Yeah, he was 25th in the first run, 22nd in the second run, 16th in the third run. Look at start. I mean, we're talking about China, Martin. They've got 2 two-man sleds, 2 four-man sleds, 2 women's sleds, men's and women's skeleton. Of course, they're going to host the Olympics in a few years, but Martin, 4 years ago, there wasn't a China program at all.
300s ahead of Hunter Church after 3 heats. They started 600 slower late on 4.
4-5
in the red.
A few victims in that part of the track right here too. Looters Loop.
Now he really played fast and loose with the track in the third heat, got away with it, but he's dropping a little bit of speed.
Yeah, but he was pretty quick on the bottom in that heat, Martin.
Very quick at the bottom.
But of course, he came after there was about a 10-minute delay because of a crash. It got colder a couple degrees. I think that gave him a little advantage with harder ice.
Yeah.
He's going to lose out here to Hunter Church, though.
Hunter Church will move up as Xiao Yijun drops behind him.
We'll take that. There's Pierre Looters on the right, the coach of the Chinese program. He was coaching of the Korean program last Olympics. Before that, it was the Russian program. And they got another guy that's the driver coach named Andre Longo, who won the gold medal on this track for Germany in 2010. So they got a pretty good lineup of coaches for the Chinese.
Brakeman's visor got banged off there by one of the hits on the wall.
Look at this 4 to 5. Watch this. Get ready to see a lot of these pictures. 4 to 5 has been pretty cruel to everybody in the field. Down here, runner tips. Keep your eyes on those runners. That was a pretty good exit. You didn't see the split in the cowling. Hey, first World Championships for him.
Yeah. Qualifies and makes the final heat. There's the Max Huben Trophy. Sugyun Jin of Korea in 18th place. Now he has 1300s in hand over current leader Hunter Church. That is easy to give away on any track, really easy to give away here. Yang Ki-kun is his 31-year-old brakeman.
Didn't have very good third run, 24th in the field. 95 starts, so probably should get a 97 or 98. 98. He's got 1100s. Now watch here, how much pressure. Nice, clean exit of 1. Not everybody will come out of that curve 1 with these type of lines. Martin, he had a disastrous second run.
Yeah, and he's really got to shape himself up.
Look how clean this is.
18th in the first heat, 21st fastest in the second, 24th fastest in the third. He clung on by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, but he's pulling, he's holding it now. He's 2100s. Of course, on this track, 2100s means nothing if you're upside down.
No.
23, 20, 50, 50. Look at that. That's smooth. This track is very tame compared to what we saw earlier in the week when there was about 16 crashes on the first day of training.
Across the line he comes.
Let's go.
300's better than his last heat, Mark.
Yeah, only 300's better, but he hangs on. He just had enough in hand over Hunter Church. So he moves into the leader's box. And Hunter now goes back to think about the 4-man race next week. Training starts Tuesday for that.
Well, this is the pictures. We're going to see a lot of this. That's a very good line into 7. He was smooth and quiet steering on the in and outs of these curves. The take-ons where you get on. The outlet is here where you get off the curve. And you didn't see the articulation split there at all. Very smooth run. Much better than he did in his third run.
Yeah. Some redemption there for Sukyun Jin. He's the race leader. Next up, steaming like a racehorse at the top, is Ivo de Bruin of the Netherlands. Dennis Venker behind him, the 26-year-old giant of a man. Well, Spring's not here yet, but it is coming, and so is Chris Spring. See him in about a dozen sleds time. Well, again, Ivo pretty consistent in the first day. Took a big step up in pace in Heat 3. If he can do that again, he might claw his way 1 or 2 places up the leaderboard.
91s, 90s, so he's probably 92, 93. They got any left in the tank here. 2. Pretty consistent. Now the exit of 1. Not as smooth as the China sled or the Korean sled that just came down. That's very good exit, 2 to 3. Fastest, third best velocity.
Fastest start, but only third best velocity.
Very smooth out of that 4-5 Albatross. Boy, there's demons all over this track, Martin, but things look pretty calm.
Well, everybody has had a few chips to get their head around it and adapt to the speed, get the brain working fast.
And Ivo de Bruin was flying and training. And this is one of his home tracks. He says he's been down here almost as much as anything else.
Leaping away, he was 2,400 up
flying.
from the first heat. He's doubling that. That's a good looking run.
Speed in the bottom, 51, 81, 300's better. Nice. Why couldn't he done that in the first run, Mark?
There's Just and Janko. They will be in the back of the sled in the 4-man competition. The Dutch and the Belgians working together. So Loes Hobrecht from Belgium helping with the sled.
19th in the first run, 19th in the second run, 14th in the third run, probably 14th or 15th in this run, Martin.
Yep.
He had a better second day than the first day, that's for sure. In and down, let the 7-story drop out of curve 1 and the gravity take over. Look at this, this is as quiet as it gets off that curve 12-13 combination, which, boy, penalizes everybody, not only with your time, but
just gave away a little too much in the first few
first day.
Yeah, and the first day.
Hey, Dennis, netjes gedaan. Lekker Dennis, trots op je man. Let's go.
We see them next week as well in the 4-man competition. Next up, Cody Basque of the USA with 22-year-old first-year brakeman Josh Williamson providing the speed at the back handles.
Orlando, Florida, and Whitehall, New York. Williamson won this Olympic contest where they tried out future Olympians. He won the contest. Out of Orlando, as I said, he's a former lacrosse player. Start. He's got 1700s to work with. Ooh, wasn't a good 1 to 2 transition. 5th best velocity. It's down to 9 already.
Cody's first trip down the mountain was his best so far.
Tough season for Cody Basque.
Yeah.
Injuries, bad equipment, a couple crashes.
Yeah. The hamstring injury really set him back in terms of performance. He's only tied now with Ivo de Bruin.
3rd and 5th. He used to have the 3rd or 5th best starts on tour earlier in the season. Now he's way back at 15th, 18th. But another 24-year-old young athlete from upstate New York. Oh, he's got it back. And this is pretty good at the bottom.
Second, what's he got at the line?
Oh, tie!
All right, honors even.
They'll take it.
Yeah. We had 7 sleds in the first heat in 3 different ties.
He gave up 1800s to Ivo de Bruin on that heat.
And how much did he have in hand? 1800s.
Next week.
Next week, when there's 3 other guys to help with the sled rather than just 1.
Yeah, this didn't help here. That skid out of 1 to 2. That's a couple tenths right there. Down here in the 50-50 curve, look at the difference in speed. This is where Basque came back. Remember, it was red numbers there. Came back a couple hundredths on the bottom.
Ahead behind, ahead behind. That was a real horse race, wasn't it, to the line?
Cody's dad, Craig's up top. Saw him earlier.
They will be our joint leaders. 5 down, 15 to go. Next up, Dominik Dvorak of the Czech Republic with brakeman Jakub Nošek. Now, he slipped a couple of spots in the first of our heats today, heat 3 of 4. All heats count. This is not about positioning for the final run. Everything you do on this mountain counts. And that 3rd run is the loose one that they didn't need.
Notice he starts off the ice. You see that? Some of the drivers start off the back of the blocks. He locked his feet into the ice. Those little spikes on the bottom of the shoe, 1/16 of an inch. There's about 300 of them. That gives you the grip to run across the ice. And this driver here is probably the fastest sprinter in the competition, 10.8 100-meter guy amongst the drivers, not the brakemen.
I tell you what, he'd give most of the brakemen a good run for their money at a 10.8, 10.9, 100 meters. And Dvořák's been really superb in the two-man this year. 4th in the World Championships.
4th in the World Cup. Never get on the podium, but he's 4th, very consistent. This is really a good breakout year for him. Yeah. This track's something he's not used to. 2/10 flying. I mean, he's got the best start. This 485 start. 1800s back, bang! Enough, 6th best speed, 51.86.
So pushes the Dutch and the Americans out of the leaders box.
Martin, I'm seeing they're going faster in their second heat than their first heat.
Yep.
Unlike yesterday.
Well, you can't see any sunlight.
Well, yesterday was the same too, but it was
cold and getting colder. So Dominik Dvořák, 18th 2 years ago in the Worlds, will finish no worse than 15th. I really thought he'd be a dark horse for a top 10.
And next year, the Altenburg World Championships, that's like his home track.
Yeah.
And if he keeps up this climb up the ladder like he's done, he could be a medal favorite. Czechoslovakia hasn't won a medal in bobsledding since 1935 in Eagles, Austria. That was a long time ago, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, this could be the guy who could do it right here.
Could be the guy to do it, that's for sure. Well, battle of the smaller nations next, because the leader from the Czech Republic just ahead of Poland's Mateusz Lācis. Lācis moved up in the 3rd heat as well with a 12th fastest run of the entire field.
Well, we talked about Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic now, but then Poland has never won a medal in the world history of the sport. They've been around a long time. They've been participating for a long time in the sport.
488 start, that equals the fastest of their competition.
Good driver, coached by Jānis Minins, the Latvian who won the 4-man competition on this track in 2009, the pre-Olympic test. Rudy will probably do better in the 4-man. Look at this, 2/10 up. Good drive lines, doesn't have the start.
2100s up, gap is still at 2100s.
Clean that is.
Perfect out of the final corner.
51.79, he
Wow.
goes a little bit slower. There's Jānis Minins on the right.
Yeah, they'll be in the 4-man race as well. The Poles.
Hey, top 10 in the World Cup standings.
Yeah.
9th during the season. So this is a driver moving up the ladder. 100, look at the sled. 100th anniversary of Poland.
Well, Poland's been around as a country for an awful lot longer, but ruled by a whole host of different people.
Well, you know, this track's ruled a lot of people in this week, but Mr. Lūti found some good lines all week long. Start time, if he ever improves the start time, he could be a challenger. Drive lines, right there. Yeah, I point to him too. He's the 400-meter champion for Poland, so good combination there.
Now, slipping a couple of spots from the fringes of the top 10 in Heat 3, 21-year-old Swiss driver Michael Vogt. Not only his first World Championship, so only his 2nd season of driving a bobsleigh. Sandro Michel behind him. He didn't come in as a brakeman, he came in as a driver. 12th and 11th on day 1, 15th, the loose run that crept in earlier this afternoon was his undoing.
Well, he hit the wall before the first curve.
Yeah, didn't get in early enough and get his hands on the steering.
Get in early, get in, get down. This time.
Grab the ropes.
Ooh, drifts, 48 start. Now, Martin, there's 2 guys, bad, excellent curve 1. There's 2 guys coming up who were the 3 previous winners on this track, Chris Spring and Juan of Canada. But Juan tied Rico Peter of Switzerland when he won that, and it was in this sled. This is Rico Peter's sled, so this sled knows how to go fast on this track. There's a big difference between Rico Peter and this young 21-year-old Swiss pilot.
Well, there is in terms of experience, definitely. But Michael Vogt, the Swiss are very keen on him. second year of driving.
600's back. He was flying on the bottom part of the track in the first run.
He's brave and he learns very quickly.
There he comes. He's doing it again.
Yeah.
21 years old. Ducks his head.
And he takes the lead.
51-71. There's Wolfgang Stampfer. There's Christoph Langen. 3 Olympic gold medals for Langen. 51-71, Martin. 21 hundredths better than his previous heat.
And you know, that's the lack of experience. He didn't have the consistency over all 4 runs. Otherwise, he would have been in the top 10 on pace.
Wow. 21 years old.
Yep.
Switzerland.
Got a lot of time for him.
Yeah, see those pictures, you go, wow, that's normal on this track.
Yeah.
Here, a little tap, and watch the sled goes down in the belly. You don't want to do that. Then you got to steer high. You got to steer too much here. That's the exit of 9.
So Michael Vogt, good final run for him. He might move back up because he was only 500ths behind the next sled. Benny Meyer of Austria with brakeman Marcus Sammer. Meyer recovering from a major hamstring injury early in the season. I saw him miss 2 or 3 races, including his home track in Innsbruck, where he was my broadcast partner for the bobsled race. Now let's see if he can creep up into the top 10. It is not far away.
Well, he's been nursing some hamstring issues. He's just waiting around for the 4-man. The 2-man's just a little warm-up. Oh, he can't get in. 2-man's a little practice. 49, that's pretty much chalk what he's been doing. Best velocity. Marcus Sammer on the back was a driver 3 years ago at the World Championships in Innsbruck, I think it was, and they said, no, you're too fast. We're going to put you on the back of our best driver. These two have been paired now, Martin, at the Olympics for about 3.5, 4 years now.
Nice lines from Benny Meyer, 600s up. Now his advantage over Michael Vogt was 500s from the first heat, so this is still very tight.
Meyer much better in the 4-man competition.
Right now, this is a 1-point basketball game. 700s, the gap's coming down. Across the line to 200s.
That tells you how good Michael Vogt was on the bottom.
Yeah.
Meyer's got good equipment. He's a good driver. Then Michael Vogt, he's in Rico Peters' equipment. Rico Peter was fast any place he was at.
Benny hopefully hasn't done any damage to the hamstring.
Size of Sammer.
Yep.
It's like a relief. Again, he's about 3/4. In, get down. Oh, he couldn't get in as quickly as he wanted. He luckily got through that. Out of that first curve, Martin, you drop 7 stories, so you want to take advantage. Look at how low his eyes are barely above the calendar.
Yep. And once he knows where he's going, he doesn't need to look.
He's a real student of the game, this kid here.
So Benny Meyer, Marcus Sammer lead for Austria with their teammates in front. How close is the battle between Benny Meyer and Marcus Treichel? 300ths of a second separate them after 3 heats.
A race within a race. This is who's going to beat Austria 1 at the end of the World Championship 2-man. Treichel, former luge athlete, one of the number of athletes that came from luge in the front seat of bobsledding.
Fastest starts of their competition after 3 489s.
Clean, quiet steering, 4th best velocity.
Yeah, less momentum, so he's only just in front.
A little tap there is going to cost them the entrance to 3.
Not too bad, 4 to 5. This is really fascinating because Treichel is about a quad behind Benny Meyer in driving, but he's now holding his head up even with Meyer on this ice.
Yeah, they got equal start times.
Treichel is opening up the margin.
Oh yeah, he's flying now.
300s to 1500s.
This is a good run so far, the speed.
Right now, he is the top Austrian. The gap's coming down, but unless he wrecks it here, he'll be ahead of Benny Meyer at the line, and he is.
51.63, another athlete 1200s faster. Wonder who the coaches are rooting for.
Both of them. You can't have a favorite. It's like having a favorite child.
Not really the case.
Who is your favorite, Jack or Dan? You can't choose between the dogs. All right, so the fastest 10 still to come, but Markus Treichel of Austria leads.
Well, 13th best in the last run. He'll maintain his position. Look at the energy of the sled here as he exits the 50-50 curve. Watch the sled split here. How much does it split? Not a lot of stress there. Boy, that 50-50 is pretty tame tonight.
Now the top 10 for Markus Sammer was half a second away after 3 heats. He's not going to break in. Somebody has got to give him that position. Markus Treichel, Benny Meyer, Mikkel Vogt, the top 3. 10 final sleds still to come. There is the finish dock on the right-hand side. The bleachers with the crowd gathering, waiting to see who's going to win the World Championship. The big flags there, they're held by Johannes Lochner's father. He's at the bottom of that flagpole. And there is Markus Sammer on the, beg your pardon, on the left-hand side is Markus Gluck. Too many Marcuses in there. 3 Marcuses. Markus Sammer, Markus Gluck, Markus Treichel. That's Gluck on the left, Treichel on the right. They lead with 10 sleds to go.
History about to...
Yeah.
Could happen here, Martin. I mean, there's still 2,700 separating Justin Cripps from his public enemy #1, Francisco Friedrich. A couple of heavyweights. Going to go out in here in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Russians getting themselves psyched up, ready for their final run of 4. And don't forget, the women's competition concludes tomorrow lunchtime. Then we have our teams competition, where you have a women's sled, a male and a female skeleton athlete, and a 2-man sled going for each nation. Total elapsed time decides whether Germany win again or not. And then we go into next week, where we have men and women's skeleton and the 4-man bobsleigh to round out 2 weeks of sliding here on the Whistler Olympic
If you
track.
think the 2-man's exciting, where do you see these rocket 4-man sleds come down here approaching 95 miles an hour?
Yeah, we talked to a couple of our skeleton athletes, and that is not going to be backward in coming forward the excitement either. They had 1 day of training for the team competition, and they're already saying this is going to be spectacular. Lots of crowd at the top, lots of crowd at the bottom, and in between for our athletes, lots of speed and plenty of jeopardy. Final 10 sleds in the 2019 BMW IBSF 2-man bobsleigh World Championships. Kicking off the final 10, Maxim Anjonoff and Ilya Malik. Martin Havert and John Morgan watching the action with you. There are our leaders. Markus Treichel on the right, his brakeman Markus Gluck on the left.
Andrianovs from Russia has had a pretty good season. 5th, 6th, and 8th the first 4 races. Hasn't got on the podium yet. Ranked in 7th in the World Cup points. Gives up a lot of time at the start, but Martin, as we've seen in all 3 heats, he finds a way to get some fast lines on the bottom.
Now the real key to him being in the top 10 was this 3rd run. He was 7th fastest in the whole field, moved himself up into the top 10, and he's half a second ahead of the current leaders from the first 3 heats.
The Russians have some great history on this track of winning medals.
Anjonoff has really stepped up with Alexei Stulnev going, with Alexander Kazhinov going from the program. The 3rd guy became the 1st guy, and he does fly.
5,400's up. This is a quick run for Andrianov. Top speed at the bottom, 151 kilometers. Martin, guess how fast that is? 93.8 miles an hour. In a sled that's got no shock absorbers to it.
Precious little steering, precious little grip.
This track's getting quicker.
It is getting quicker.
He's
We
100
might
better.
see a new track record.
Don't know about that, but look at the drive lines 4 to 5. Okay, the back runners get up in the air. That's the norm. Here's the chicane into curve 9. That's pretty good. And then climbing here in 9. This gives you gets you to the bottom of the track, the 50-50 curve. It's more like 90-10.
Look at that. He got on there perfectly, didn't steer at all in our shots. There's Maxim Anjonoff and Ilya Malik. 9 to go, and here is Bavaria's Johannes Lochner, the 28-year-old, with 27-year-old Christopher Weber from Dortmund behind him. New combination this season. Second and third fastest starts, only 8th and 6th fastest runs in the first 3 heats.
Driving an FDS 2-man. I don't know if he's as happy with this sled. He's going to drive a Walder in the 4-man. Look at the best velocity, but he's got the best start so far. 8th in the first 2 runs, 6th in the 3rd run. But Martin, he should be challenging for a medal.
Right, 800s ahead of Anjanov from the first heat. At the last clock, it was 28. It must grow. It's still only 28. He's got to find something more. That was heavy between 9 and 10. He's late off 11.
Here, 11,
That's
12.
coming down. He's not as quick as Anjanov at the bottom of the track. He's losing time to the Russian. He won't fall behind him, but it won't be by much.
Quickly, single digits, baby.
Oh,
yeah!
Just
that tells you how good the Russian sleds are on the bottom of the track.
800s up after 3 heats. 400s ahead of Anjanov over 4. He was the bronze medalist last World Championships.
He's lost time on the bottom part of the track all 3 runs.
All 4 now.
4 runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, you know, this is all quiet up top. Luder's loop, not bad, but he just hits here, but doesn't really steer away from anything. Down in the finish curve,
Ooh.
that was a hard hit there.
Yeah.
In a second, you know, he went from like 2400s up to 400s at the bottom.
All right, 4-man week. He'll be back in his favorite sled. 8 to go. Now here's one of the stars of our 3rd heat, the first today. 2nd fastest trip down the mountain for Rudy Rinaldi and Boris Van. They moved from 9th to 8th.
Unbelievable. I'm still in a debate. Can't believe he had the 2nd best time. But Martin, we've seen him all season long surprise us in both 2-man and 4-man.
Yep.
Coming off of surgery on his foot over the summer. His brakeman, the huge Boris Van, 49. It means he's in a dead heat now with Lochner. Ooh, that's a mistake there. He didn't do in the previous heats.
Slower speed than Lochner in that first clock as well.
800's back. He was magical in the 3rd run.
Yeah.
He's going to need to be magical again in the 4th run. 800, he's going to have to 12 or 15 maximum to have a chance. 9, here he comes. He stopped the bleeding.
This is where Lochner stopped getting ahead of Anjanov and lost ground.
And this is where Rudy Rinaldi had afterburners on the super speedway here in Whistler.
Line is good, 800s. He's creeping closer. It might come down.
It's coming to 3. He's got a chance.
How he gets out of the final corner, straight up the tube, across the line.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Painful.
Oh, they can't believe it. He came straight up the tube. He should have just crept in front.
He was coming back.
They lose a place by 100th over 4 heats. That is brutal, but still guaranteed a top 10 finish. Oh, look, now he finds out what it is.
He knows the mistake he made up in curve 1 to 2.
100.
This is down below, but this is where he was. This is 4 to 5.
Yeah.
1 to 2 is where he had the skid. The rest of this was pretty good. He was flying on the bottom like he did in the 3rd run when he had the 2nd best time of the run. Yeah. There's not too many times this season where he's had the 2nd best time of any run.
Yeah.
That was incredible performance. Look at him duck his head.
He had the fastest time of 1 run, didn't he? Ahead of Francesco Friedrich in the 2-man.
4-man.
4-man, beg your pardon. Yoon Jung-won of Korea, winner here, tied with Rico Pater in the 2nd 2-man race in 2016. And Youngwoo Seo is out. Kim is in on the back handles, so his Olympic brakeman has come up lame after 3 heats.
So let's see what he can do. 82, 83, 85. This should be a 90. 86, pretty good. Took a guy off the bench, still pushing. Pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
His lines down the track. These are the best lines. My question is, are they too secure? I mean, is he driving too much? Because he hasn't hit many walls, Martin. It's been pretty clean all the way down on every run. He won. He was one of the previous winners on this track a couple years ago.
His advantage over Hansi Lochner was 2/10. It is no longer 2/10. It's down to 1600ths.
Boy, nice crossover there, 9 to 10. He's pulling away now.
Still just about level with Lochner on this run.
2200s, he's
Here we
pulling
go.
away.
And across the line, he will be our leader with 6 to go.
51.47, that's better than the... There's Rico Peter on the right, the Swiss reckless driver, now coaching the Koreans.
Now coaching the man that he tied with for gold.
And this
First
event,
race,
yes.
yeah, first race in January 2016, wasn't it?
What a
Right
great
after.
come off the bench and provide a
Yeah.
hot start. No.
Hugely emotional win for one that day. First after they lost their coach, Goma Lloyd.
A year ago, he was carrying the flag for his country in his home Olympics.
And then a silver medal in the four-man. Yeah.
And one thing, Martin, we've noticed about him, besides we know he can drive, is his English has really improved.
It's got better quicker than our Korea, and that's for darn sure. 6 to go. Yoon Jong-won of Korea is the race leader, the two-man world championships. Final 6 sleds on the ice. Oskars Kībermanis, Martis Miknis of Latvia. Expected to be in the top 6, but not at the bottom of the top 6. Thought they should really challenge for a medal here.
10th position in the third run.
Yeah.
4th and 6th the first 2, but we found something out. His wife gave birth to their second son, Arnis, a couple days ago.
So whatever happens, it's a good week. But 4th, 6th, 10th, that's not the progression you want.
No, not in the guy who's ranked second in World Cup points. And it's just, you know, another decathlete in the front seat. There's like 5 sleds to go, and 4 of them are decathletes in the front seat. Might give you a little clue if you're a decathlete out there trying to figure out, I can't make an Olympic team in decathlon, come on over to bobsleigh.
Decathletes might say they're failed decathletes, but that would be cruel. They're successful drivers.
Down to
1200s. The gap's coming back again.
Speed is not as good as the Korean, down to 8. This is going to be too close to call.
He only had 200s over 3 heats.
7,
That's
maybe enough.
just about enough unless he hits the wall. Just enough. 300s over 4 heats.
Okay, they'll take it.
That's not even 100th of a second on 1,500 meters of ice. That's ridiculous.
Way better than his 4th run. 800, 1000's better
Yeah.
than his 3rd run. His 3rd run, he fell off the pace. End of it. Hey,
Well, in 4th after the first heat, now he's clinging on to 6th.
well, this didn't help. Too much pressure there in curve 1 and then that tap, and you can't do that. But of course, he might be thinking of his new baby just got born back home too, Martin, because his 2nd World Cup points, we expected him to be challenging for the medals here.
Little late steer there. He'll be back in contention in the 4-man.
Maybe have a little Facebook with his wife and new son.
I'm sure his son's going to be saying an awful lot.
Go see
Next
him.
up, spring is coming. Oskars Kībermanis leads, 5 sleds to go. Next up is Brad Hall of Great Britain, Nick Gleeson, his brakeman. And they were in 4th place overnight, slipped by 100th into 5th. Trained really well. Big starters.
Watch the brakeman put his visor down when he gets in. There he is. You see him with that hand technique. 41, great start from the British team. The British have not won a medal in World Championships, 2-man bobsledding, since Nash, Dixon, and Cortina in 1966.
100th ahead of Oskar Kībermanis. He was a 10th behind them after the first 3 heats. Little late off 4 and 5.
Late there too.
Little late off 6. 200's up. This is for a top 5 finish, or if Chris Spring doesn't have a great run, maybe back into the top 4.
300s. Boy, he corrected himself from that mistake up at 7.
He is having the time of his life. They really enjoyed day 1. Brad Hall and
This
Nick
is a great
Gleason.
result for him.
51.46, same as Keeper Manis. They keep their advantage. They will be no worse than 5th position. And after the disappointment, the crushing disappointment of the Olympics, there is redemption.
Martin, he's got a big scar in his hand from a bad accident up here 3 years ago that sort of put his career on hold. And he's starting to, just shows it here, he's coming on.
Look at Nick Gleason, the beast on the back as
Ooh,
well.
a little drift there, they almost hit the wall there, Martin.
Yeah, got away with that. But you've got to have luck on your side as well as skill
Here,
and equipment.
in the belly of the curve, 7, up high, double loop. Comes out of that okay.
Brad Hall with Lee Johnston, the coach. That is a huge result for British bobsledding already for the men's competition. 4 to go, and whoa, hey, Spring is not in the air, he is on the ice. Chris Spring, the 34-year-old, in his 7th World Championships. Neville Wright, 38 years old, his final 2 weeks of sliding in a 13-year career.
He started 16th in the field, 7th best time in the first run, 5th in the second, 4th in the third. This guy's won 2 of the last 3 World Cups that have been held on this track. Has not been competing in the World Cup all year until we came to North America.
He led a Canadian 1-2 ahead of Justin Cripps here, the last World Cup race in 2017, 2018.
Got 700s deficiency, down to 6 now. Here he comes. The Springer knows the angles on this track. Evidence from the last 2 times out when he's won gold medals.
200s behind Brad Hall. Don't forget, he was only 100th in front at the line. They're tied. This could be a tie at the line. It is a tie at the line. Well, there, honours even for British coach Lee Johnson and for Canada's British coach, his longtime friend and colleague Graham Richardson. Honours even.
Love ties in bobsledding.
There's Nick Poloniato, who crashed in Heat 2. Springer and Hall are tied.
Ties the best British finish since that medal. Bruce Tasker got 4th in Innsbruck 3 or 4 years ago.
It is not done. There are 3 sleds to go, and this is a tough track.
On the bottom, no mistakes allowed. Chris Spring's got the best lines down here. Little split in the cowling there.
Hey.
7th after the first heat.
Look at the camaraderie.
Tied for 4th.
Look at the camaraderie.
How can you not love this? All right, 3 to go. Nico Walter has been in a podium position since the first run. Can he and Pavel Kaminski, his brakeman, hang on for a medal? We're looking at the last man to beat Francesco Friedrich in a 2-man bobsled race.
488 last heat, 485 better. Watch his lines here. Ooh, that was a little loose. Hasn't medaled on the circuit this year in all 8 World Cups, but still finished 3rd in the overall World Cup standings. Just couldn't get on the podium.
Has 27 hundredths in hand. It's down to 2 tenths.
That's relative to the start, but this guy's got some great eyes and hands. Another guy that came from luge. He's the world junior champion in luge. He was the junior world champion in bobsledding.
Double race winner in the 2-man last year.
Silver medalist in the 4-man competition when he tied 1 of Korea. This looks like a bronze.
This is a bronze medal at least for Nico Walter. He leads. Not as quick as the Brits, not as quick as Keeper Manis, not as quick as Spring, not as quick as Yun Jong Won, not as quick as Andrinov, but quick enough.
First medal of the season in 2-man bobsled in 9 tries, Nico.
First medal of the World Championships has has been at least decided in the favour of Nico Walter. We know he'll get a medal here. His wife arrived yesterday. He hasn't even seen her yet because he wanted to focus on the race.
Little tap here. This cost him out of curve 1. But the rest of the way down, a lot of people say that this guy's got the best eyes and hands. Doesn't get the start times that his other German teammates do, but good equipment, good drive, average start, and always a big smile.
Yeah. Well, they take the lead from Canada and Great Britain, who are tied second. 2 to go, including the man who crashed in the first heat of training, Justin Cripps. He led the first heat of the race. He's currently in second.
Cam Stones, former Rugby Sevens player for Canada on the back. 486 in the first run. They're going to need to do better. 43.
Now Justin Cripps tied for the Olympic gold medal with Francesco Frigic just over a year ago.
Had a great first run. Didn't have very good second, third run. Slipped to 4th and 5th. Has the track record.
Needs to be on record pace again if he's to stand any chance. 1900
back.
The gap's coming down. Nico Walter, the leader.
Oh, he's holding on now. Here he starts to fly. This is the speed line you expect out of him on his home track. Justin Cripps.
Going for the medals, putting the pressure as much as he can on Francesco Frigic. At least the silver. He takes the lead with 1 to go.
200's better. So there's another medal for Cripps. 2 years ago, he medaled in Koenigsegg.
Silver medalist in Koenigsegg to Frigic. Tied for the Olympic gold with Frigic last year. And he will take at least the silver here in Whistler.
There's no victory lap coming up. I mean, a little tap here. This wasn't his best up top 1 to 2. But on the bottom part of the track, if they do the graphs and the charts, I think you're going to see Justin Cripps has probably got the speed lines as good as anybody. Well, how much did the sled split here on the exit? Look at the speed difference. Oh, Cripps nailed it. He afterburners from 12 down.
Well, there is Justin Cripps, the race leader with 1 to go.
History.
12 months ago, Frigic was leaping all over Cripps as Cripps came in to claim gold. Will it be the other way round? Will this be another dead heat between our Olympic champions?
Got 2,700s in the bank. Only one athlete has ever won 5 straight world championships. Eugenio Monti from 57 to 61. Friedrich, if he finishes this heat as the leader, he will tie Monti.
Best velocity in the field, fastest start in the field.
He has won 8 straight, the full season in 2-man. Can he do one more heat to tie the legend of the sport of bobsledding, Eugenio Monti?
Including last season and the Olympics, he's now on a 10 streak of wins.
6 tenths, ridiculous. He's still got that albatross down there. 50-50 curve.
He is giving it everything. He's just letting the horse run.
This is record run. No, I don't know. It's close.
It might be close. He's not got all the speed at the bottom, but he is our world champion.
He's done it.
Francesco Friedrich, the world champion for a 5th straight time, including his Olympic gold. That is the last 6 major titles.
And Monty did all this starting at age 28. He won 5 in a row. This athlete here started his quest when he was 22. What else is in the record books for him?
His 41st career win in 2-man, his 63rd career podium in 2-man, his 5th world championship. He's the Olympic champion, a double World Cup champion, a double junior world champion, a triple European champion.
I've seen them all. Monty, Zimmer, Scheer, Hilterbrand, Vader, Hoppy, Lange. I've had a career, seen 30 straight two-man world championships and Olympics. I've never seen a more humble athlete in that group than this guy here. And Martin, the legend continues to grow.
Everything you need to know about him, we saw at the Olympic Games. He wasn't frustrated or disappointed that he was tied with Cripps. He was leaping all over Cripps, even more excited than Cripps' own teammates because of the ties. This guy gets it.
If they gave out a sportsmanship trophy, he'd probably get it.
Yeah.
There's the
Humble
trophy.
in victory. What a great ambassador for the sport. Francesco Friedrich, 5 straight world championships. Justin Cripps, a second consecutive silver medal. Nico Walter, the two-man bronze. And behind him, a tie for 4th. Chris Spring and Brad Hall ahead of Oscar Kiebermanis. Yun Jung-won of Korea, Hansi Lochner, Rudy Rinaldi and Maxim Andronov round out the top 10. Top Austrian, Markus Treichel, Michael Vogt, Matthias Luthi, Dominic Dvorak, and then Bascu and De Bruin tied ahead of Suk. Hunter Church moving up ahead of Eugene Schau. That is the final 20 in our two-man bobsleigh World Championships. Well, high drama from start to finish this week. When Justin Cripps, the 3rd sled off the top in official training, Heat 1, crashed, it sent a shiver of silence and disbelief through the entire dressing room. And from there on, everybody realized they were no longer in Kansas. Dorothy, this is a very different track to where we were in Calgary, Alberta. But the second Canadian track in 2 weeks, our World Championship venue here. Whistler Sliding Centre is fast and exciting for the athletes as much as for the crowd. And there's Cam Stones going into the crowd to greet his, I'm guessing, girlfriend. Silver medalist with Justin Cripps. Jesse Lumsden was in that position 2 years ago in the run into the games, where Cripps and Alex Kopacz claimed the Olympic gold, tying with Francesco Friedrich for that gold medal. A good day for Canada, 2nd and 4th here in Whistler. A bit of redemption for Nick Polignato, crashing out in Heat 2, came back, got up on the horse that threw him, and completed a strong run in Heat 3. But the big story, undoubtedly, Francesco Friedrich, the last man to beat him, Nico Walter, 413 days ago, the 13th of January 2018. And the two-man world and Olympic champion claims his 5th straight title in the small bobs. Confirmation of our BMW IBSF two-man bobsleigh World Championships. Over 4 heats, Francesco Friedrich nearly 6/10 ahead of Justin Cripps, with Nico Walter claiming the bronze medal ahead of a tie between Chris Spring and Brad Hall. Oscar Kiebermanis rounding out the top half dozen. And there are your final top 20 finishers. We were waiting a week ago for history to be made, the perfect season. All 8 races won by Francesco Friedrich in 1 year. And now he has completed a 5th straight two-man World Championship title. He's been the champion since he raced to the first of those in St. Moritz in 2013. Only the Olympic title in 2014 has eluded him since, including the 2018 Olympic title. So 5 straight worlds and an Olympic gold thrown in there for good measure. And teammate Nico Walter at the far right looking pretty happy with Paul Krentz. Pavel Kaminski is brakeman. General Secretary of the International Bobsleigh Federation, Heike Grosswang, presenting the flowers to Cam Stones And to Justin Cripps, the silver medalists. And to the big Torsten Margis. And for the 5th time to Francesco Friedrich. 4 times now they've won it together. 5 times for Friedrich. The Max Huben Trophy presented to our 2-man world champions, Francesco Friedrich and Torsten Margis. History has been made again here in Whistler, and it is only the first of our World Championship races to be concluded. We'll be back tomorrow with the women's encounters at lunchtime and the team competition in the afternoon. Join us then. But meanwhile, from me, Martin Haven, for John Morgan and the IBSF TV crew, thank you for being with us. We'll see you on Sunday for the Whistler Sliding.